As we come on the air tonight, the U.S. has now surpassed 4 million cases of coronavirus. That is a drastic increase of infections in just a few weeks that illustrates how rapidly the virus is spreading. So to give you a sense of how fast cases are growing, it took about 5 months to reach 2 million cases here in the U.S., but only 6 weeks to double that number. And tonight, for the second night in a row, more than 1,000 people have been killed by the virus nationwide in just 24 hours. The CDC said today that death toll will only keep growing, projecting as many as 30,000 more deaths in the next 3 weeks. With deaths in Florida hitting a record high tonight, President Trump says he is pulling back on his plan to host part of the Republican convention in Jacksonville next month and will most likely now give his acceptance speech online. The president angrily moved much of the convention to Florida last month after North Carolina's governor said that his state couldn't safely allow thousands of delegates to gather in an arena. And in his third briefing with reporters this week, the president repeated his threat that schools which don't reopen fully this fall will lose federal funding, saying children have very strong immune systems, even as there is mounting evidence tonight that the rate of infection among children is growing. There's a lot of new reporting to get to tonight, and our team of correspondents is standing by. CBS's Jamie Yuccas is going to lead off our coverage tonight from Los Angeles. Good evening, Jamie.
Good evening, Nora. About 1 out of 10 of those 4 million infections happen here in California. Thousands have come to testing sites like this one, but can't get results for up to 10 days. And every delay keeps the virus spreading.
Inside the Riverside Community Hospital, beds are filling up with COVID patients at an alarming rate, with doctors and nurses racing to save each life. But each day, the state marks another record of cases and deaths. 682 have died in the past week alone. Epidemiologist Dr. Lee Riley puts some of the blame on California reopening too soon.
By reopening some of the businesses, that also had the general public think that things were getting better. So they stopped wearing masks and adhering to the social distancing measures.
Up and down the state, people in cars and on foot are waiting hours to get tested and days for the results. There's no sign of relief in other COVID hotspots. Florida just recorded its highest single-day death toll, 173 lives lost. Texas also set a one-day record with 197 deaths. In a phone call released by the Center for Public Integrity, Dr. Deborah Birx, a leader of the White House Coronavirus Task Force, warns 11 cities to take aggressive action to combat the COVID-19 outbreaks.
This is really critical that everybody is following this and making sure they're being aggressive about mitigation efforts.
New York is one of the few states to see its numbers hold steady. But today, Governor Andrew Cuomo raised concerns about a 4% uptick in cases among 21 to 30-year-olds due to social gatherings like this one.
This is not the time to fight for your right to party.
Meanwhile, in Loma Linda, California, a woman fights to stay alive with the help of her loving sister. 31-year-old Janet Santabanez is battling coronavirus in the ICU. But unlike other COVID patients, she has family by her side. Her sister Maribel, who happens to be a nurse in the unit.
She can't do anything medically for her, but she is there holding her hand. She is there telling her, JJ, keep fighting. You got this. Just giving her hope, telling her not to give up.
A nurse on the front line for her sister. Jamie Yuccas, CBS News, Los Angeles.